Hi everybody, it's Daniel here at RedMight Fan TV and we are live. I come today with a bit of a crossover episode. I'm sitting here with Steve from the Manchester United WA Association here. They've got a supporters club here in Manchester and we're talking about the upcoming game, a little bit about Steve, a little bit about the United Supporters Club and where we are. So Steve, tell us a little bit about where you come from, how long you've been in WA for and how long you've been supporting United.
Originally from Lincoln, back in England. Been here now just short 11 years, we're 11 years in February. Can't see me going myself back, probably like a lot of you.
Yeah.
How I started supporting United, probably my dad just said you can support any team you want to, boy, but the only team you're going to watch is United. And the rest is history in a way.
You didn't really have much choice.
No. So yeah, there's probably you know, like everybody, you get attached to a club and you should do and you should follow it. And I'm glad because I followed my dad, you know, and I think family should be a family thing. So I'm happy with that. United Sports Club, 2013, United went to Sydney. It's about the same time you lot were in Melbourne. And I went across, met the Brisbane Sports Club. That's a fine Bernie. So went across there and met the Brisbane Sports Club and started talking to people. And I thought, do you know what? When I flew over, I was speaking to Qantas and I flew back with Virgin. And when I was speaking to them, they said about 750 people that each coming from Perth. And I went, that's probably 1,500, 2,000 people.
Yeah.
Probably support United. Why not start a sports club? So with the help of the Brisbane Club, we got talking and I spoke to United and then basically started a club. We were unofficial for 3 years and then eventually came official 3 years later. Being lucky to have the legends here and then obviously last year having the Optus Stadium, the team come out for pre-season tour. So it's been good events really to have. Just would like the club to grow a bit more, you know, but then that's probably down to the way we are at the moment, where we are as a club or as a playing group, not really hitting the form. And you know, a lot of people are bandwagon fans, like to jump on it when you're doing well. So
it surprises that you get the groundswell when we come out here, and we noticed that as well on the events that we've done as part of the wider Liverpool, the RedMight Fan TV and the wider association. You get so many people coming from so many different areas, and even as far away as Australia. It's amazing to see how many people come into the games at 12 o'clock, 3 a.m. in the morning, you know, in all weather, in all kind of conditions, to just to watch the football. So we can appreciate that in terms of similarities. So in terms of United over this season so far, how have you felt that they've gone? What do you think are the plus points and maybe what have been the drawbacks so far this year?
The playing side is sporadic, if you like. It's up and down. But personally, I'm happy with it because we've for years the fans have been going, get rid of these players, get rid of Deadwood. Well, Solskjaer's done that, but now they're still not happy because obviously we haven't invested. Like when you get rid of Lukaku, you haven't brought a forward to come in. I mean, I don't think that's a mean loss, but you know, you have to replace like for like. When you lost 2 midfielders, don't matter if they're good or not. If you lose Fellaini and Herrera, you've got to replace them. We haven't done that. Then you've got your so-called world-class midfielder, World Cup winner, done nothing. You know, you want him to stand up. He should be standing up and going, right, rally around me, boys, let's go. Fortunately, he hasn't. And then you know, the shining light for me is the youth team players coming through. You know, Brandon Williams, you know, left back, great little player. I think, you know, and we've got more coming through. The youth team policy, what they've done, I think they've reinvested it and started sorting it out. We're picking up some absolute quality youth players from around the world. And even this season, I can't understand how they've done it. The Glazers will give Nicky Butt a lot of money to bring youth teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, and pay for them to fly out, stay in hotels to play United, because we're not in that Champions League youth system like you lot are. So to give that competition. So for me, I'm personally happy what's happened. Yes, everybody like every third of the league, but you know, Rome wasn't built in the day. You know, I can remember when we were really bad. You know what I mean? So, you know, and that's when Liverpool were running away with the league every year, and you know, you're looking at the table going, oh well, it's another season, and you know, another win for Liverpool, but progression, and that's all it is. You know.
Do you feel everybody's pulling in the same direction at United?
No. What, fans or ownership?
I'm talking about everything. You tell me what you think.
Fans aren't pulling the same direction. No, definitely not. We're all over the place. Some want Solskjaer out, some want Solskjaer in. At the moment in time, I don't think you could put Pep or Klopp in there and get them to do the job that any different to Solskjaer is doing. I don't think you could do it. I mean, you know, you can put the best managers ever been in there. I don't think you would get that same performance. Or, you know, we might all right, we might win a few more games, but it's not about that to me. It's about having a vision. You know, I don't think since Fergie's left we've had a foundation. You know, this is the foundation. This is how we want to play. These are the players we want. You know, we bought players badly that sell shirts, not to win games. So, you know, ownership, I think every United fan can say they want the owners gone. You know, when you're dragging out 1.5 billion at the club and you see City's owners putting that in, it's a big, you know, the debt should have been done. You could have paid that debt off in 2 years at United. When they took over.
And look, Liverpool can relate to that obviously with the Hicks and Gillett saga, which was, you know, we're just on pretty much the anniversary 10 years ago of that coming to a fruition. The ugly head it was, and the club was no more than 5 minutes away from going into administration. And obviously, you know, Hicks and Gillett wanted to go down the same route as the Glazers did in terms of that leverage buyout, in terms of obviously leveraging the debt off against the business and pulling all the money out that they can, and then reinvesting a very paltry amount back in, but just enough to service the debts. And that is obviously, you know, United, arguably speaking of United, were just based on success and success alone and just winning. You would have ran away with things by now because you would have reinvested all that money that's been pulled out, that 1 billion odd that you talked about that's been pulled out over the last 10-15 years. It's taken away from football matters. And I guess that's probably my big thing and my big, you know, and look, you know, I'm a Liverpool fan and I love, you know, I love my club and I love the games between us, I love the rivalry between us, but at the end of the day, that rivalry, a lot of it does come from the clubs being on a competitive level or on a certain competitive level. And you know, for the longer, I guess the longer that the club sort of acquiesces to this kind of, as all levels of the club acquiesce to these owners being in charge, the harder it's going to be for United to get back on that competitive level. I don't know whether you've seen the finance reports for this year come out, and it's very likely that Liverpool within the next 12 months will overtake United as one of the richest clubs in the world.
Yeah, I've seen that. And City, both of you are going to take over as probably the next 12 months. But again, like you say, with the way your old owners were going, we just our owners, seven siblings, have just took 9 million bonuses out of it. You know, that's a player. 73 million.
Yeah, absolutely.
73 million could be two players. You know, invest. I mean, fair enough. We're still pulling some massive commercial deals. I don't know how we're doing it. Because why would you associate with a team that's not performing? Do you know what I mean? But I don't know how Woodward's doing it. He's now getting a shirt sponsor for China who's going to eclipse what we've got from Chevrolet. You know, we're talking 70 million odd. And I don't know how he's getting it. I don't know.
And do you think that monetisation, because obviously Woodward is very, very, very good when it comes to the financials, but do you think that monetisation is keeping him in a job, and at what cost is that to football matters?
Well, he's the biggest paid director of football, or director of in charge of a football club, you say, and out of everybody in the Premiership, and he's by a country mile as well. You know, it's not a small margin; it's massive. So as long as he's getting paid that money, he'll stay there. But yes, his commercial dealings aren't doing the thing where it matters on the pitch. I think Gary Neville said it best: shipping down to London, run the club from down there, get the footballing men doing the footballing side, and then you meet in the middle. You know, you lot have started to do. You've done that, you know, and you've got a quality manager who's come in and said, this is how we're going to do it, you're going my way, and you let him have the reins, and it's performing, it's working. So, you know, City have gone different ways, you like. They've got two guys picking the players because they know what Pep Guardiola wants and how he plays. So he sits back and gets the players in.
Alright, cool. So in terms of, obviously I've started to hear rumours that the infrastructure at Old Trafford's starting to be impacted by this spending, this drawing money out of the club. Is it true that Old Trafford at the moment in time is requiring repairs and is requiring updating?
It's, what we haven't invested since we put that 2 quadrants in, which is probably nearly 10 years.
Yep.
So I think they've been quoted something like £1 billion to bring Old Trafford back into the 20th century, if you like, or 21st century. 21st century, yeah. So if not, we're going to be like Buck Rogers going back in time, I think. So or forward in time in this place. But so we need to find that money, or we need to invest that money in the ground. We need to invest the money on the players and the pitch, and if not, we're going to be 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 years without anything. We're going 30 years for you. We could be 40 years if we don't. You know what I mean? So
it's impossible, as Liverpool are a testament to.
Yeah.
We'll be back for part 2 shortly. We'll be talking about the game. We'll be talking about what's coming up and the weekend. And we're back for part 2, RedMight Fan TV crossover with Manchester United. And we're going to talk a little bit about transfers, and we're going to talk a little bit about the game coming up this weekend. So it is January, it is the transfer window. Talk to me a little bit about United's prospective transfer dealing so far, what has happened and what hasn't happened.
What's happened is I think we've got a guy wearing a big red nose and a big curly wig dealing with our transfers, because you guys have just gone, that's the player we want, and bang, it's done. I think City would be the same, Leicester would be the same, any other team, but I don't know, we have this drama of players coming to us and it just drags and drags and drags. I mean, Bruno Fernandes, will he, won't he? Is it on? Is it not on? Because the papers love to spin a yarn, so I never believe what they're in. But the latest thing is that Benfica are dragging it out so he can play today against Benfica because there's a big rivalry, and then they'll let him go. But we'll see what happens with that. I mean, I reckon by time he retires, we'll still be linked with him. So we are becoming a joke as a transfer club, and I think that, and then it puts players you want won't want to come to you because you're going, this just takes too long.
Well, it does have, unfortunately for you guys, it does have echoes of Liverpool, unfortunately, when we were out with of the top spots and out with of the Champions League spots, because it would always be a case of you would have to shop either in the point of view of paying exorbitant wages, which is what we've seen United do in the past, or it's a case of shopping in a lower tier, because the best players want to play in the Champions League and they want to be competing for the regular honours all the time, and it makes it harder for the club. And I think, obviously, I know there's been obviously some conversations about other players such as Haaland and things like that, where there may have been issues with agents and stuff like that, but also these performance things come into account, and these things in terms of, will I be competing for Champions League football? Will I be competing at the top table every year? Will I get to play against the best teams? And that makes, when that's not a guarantee for a player, that makes the very best, or players with the intention of being the very best, think twice about what their move's going to be. And for United, I mean, for me, if I'm a United fan, I don't want players coming to me who are coming into it for buckets of cash.
No.
I don't want that. Even if they're a good player, I don't want players who are motivated by cash playing for the team. But when that's the only significant caveat you've got to offer, it puts you at real risk in terms of who are these players, in terms of the attitude and mindset.
I totally agree. I mean, I actually think 50 million Dan James is probably our sign of the season. And he can't tell me he's moving money.
No.
I mean, they even looked at Calvin Phillips from Leeds. I'd take him. I know it's a Leeds player and it's a good bugbear to take it from someone like that, but it's another Championship player. If he's good enough and he's get him in, give him a chance. You might pick him up for 30 million or 20 million. It's a gamble. Every player's a gamble, to be honest with you. So go and get these people that want to play in the Premiership and do well. I mean, I think Solskjaer is looking for people, young lads that are hungry, that want to play and want to start progressing. And I think the policy now, I think, has changed from spending a lot of money, giving loads of wages, or before was, let's buy a player to sell shirts so we can make more money. But we're going to get 1% of the shirt sales, you lot will as well. So it's not shirt sales you make money on. You make your money off names and numbers. So,
prediction for the end of January: do you believe that you'll be signing any players at all?
I don't know if Coco Clown's still available or no. I'd hope we sign 2, maybe 3. I think we're short on midfield. I'd like a centre forward.
Yeah.
I would. If 4 came available, it'd be great. A right-sided forward, centre forward, and 2 midfielders.
Yeah.
I think then you can sit back and go from there.
It's a lot of business to be doing in January. A lot of business. All right, moving on to the game this weekend. So talk to us a little bit about your form coming into the fixture with Liverpool.
Form up and down. I think we did well against City. I actually think we bamboozled City. I didn't think they knew what hit them really. The pace, the front 3 is quick, and then you've got Mason Greenwood coming off the bench, which is another fast player. Just making sure you defend deep, midfield hanging deep, win the balls and get them out quickly. But I mean, it's actually like a carbon copy what you lot do in a way.
Yeah.
You sit back, hit them, and get them on the pace. You get that front 3 ball quickly as possible, get at them. And then push your wing backs up, your full backs. So form wise, we started well, then we dip, then we come back and we dip. So I think Wolves got robbed the other night. I think it was a clear goal myself, but VAR strikes again.
Yep, it certainly does.
It's we're all over the place, but then again, we were all over the place when we played you lot last time, and it was going to be a drubbing, and it did end up being a draw. So we'll see. But injury front is, will Rashford play with his back? So
that's the big one,
it is.
What have you made of Liverpool's form this season and probably over the last 2 years?
This season, I actually spoke to Nev when he came to my house for a coffee, and I said, "You lot are playing shit this year," and he looked at me and I went, "Well, compared to last year, I don't think you're playing as good as you are." But again, as I said to him, if you're playing bad and you're winning, it's a sign of a good side. Mm-hmm. And that's it. I mean, I said to him, I don't know if you're going to go, well, we're playing a lot of games this year, so I'm not going to get this physical regime going, and we'll just go for the season and pick up as we go along. Yeah,
I think what Liverpool have picked up this year, and it's something which and if you don't watch Liverpool every week, it's hard to sort of get a grip of, is we've learned how to control games to such an extent where in the past, Jurgen Klopp it would always be the full throttle, which I akin to tensing your muscles as hard as you could, and that's how we played. What we've learned how to do is to beat teams by only putting a half flex on and only putting in just enough effort to control games within just enough periods of time, yet still come away with the win. I've seen that consistently throughout this season, and it's a team. For me, it's a team at their absolute supreme in terms of their ability to control football, and that's not necessarily about quality. That's about control of the football game.
But that also can get unstuck, like it nearly against Villa, and I think what was the other one? I'm trying to think of the other one. Wolves at home, was it? No, not Wolves. I'm trying to think. There's another game where it's like they're leading, and you got to fight. You got to step that gear up to win,
and we can do that.
Yeah, but also that can sometimes undo you as well. And
I guess the thing is no one will remember that in a year, 2 years. There's no one remembers, the United games where we would look at it and go, how did they score another last minute winner? No one remembers that. They just remember the titles. And that'll be the same thing with this Liverpool team when they look back and realise that over the last 38 games we've collected nearly 114 points, which is just phenomenal, and is actually one of the best records. I think there's only maybe one or two other teams out there with that. So coming into the game then, what are your thoughts about how it's going to go? What do you think? How do you think the game's going to go?
It's going to be. I always think. Well, I think now it's Liverpool will win because the form you're in, or you're just ticking results over. And I think that's why people go, "Oh, you're lucky," or you got the look of the VAR, you got the look of this. But I mean, how many times have I heard Fergie's paid the ref, and it's Fergie time?
Exactly
there's always excuses why a good team's winning.
Yeah. You're just really good.
You're winning because you're the top team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're just really good, and you're a lot fitter than teams of your time as well.
But I'm hoping, when we've played you when we were top, you never rolled over.
That's correct.
You never rolled over, and you never let us roll you over. Yeah. And even if we won 3-1, it was a battle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was a fight, and that's my thing about Manchester United is as long as we go to try to win a game.
Yeah.
I'd rather lose by trying to win than lose by sitting back and saying, no, let's dig a trench and see if they get through us.
Let's take the Jose way.
I mean, I want the team to try to get in there. I want to battle hard. I want to try. I want our front three to try to force Roberts and Trent back. You know what I mean? Martial, when he played Van Dijk at Southampton, span him around. He didn't know which way to go. Mm-hmm. I want Martial to do that again to him, but it won't happen. But you've got probably three of the best defenders in the world right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then you've got three forwards are just finding a bit of form, and then they dip and they form. I mean, we're relying on Rashford. You know, he's not missed a minute, and then you play him even though when the game's tight, where we could have probably sat back and go, look, we'll leave it 10. If it gets out, we can put him on. But and then he's picked an injury up, and now you're thinking, God, he's not home for Liverpool, and it's like a downbeat. Yeah,
a control, I think, will be a key factor, and that midfield is made to support both of those facets, both the defence and attack, and that's the key thing there. So predictions.
I'll go for a win with you lot, and I don't know. It could be a 1-0. It could be a 2-0. It could be a drubbing. I don't know. It's hard to read.
It is.
But we've been down this line where we're going to have this epic thing, and it's like a 0-0 board draw. Yeah. So I just don't know. I mean, I'd hope we'd battle, and we do. But I always go in these games now at the moment going, we're going to get beat by City. We're going to beat like Liverpool. Because I just don't know what was going to turn up, and then. Yeah. The man behind the sticks has been Mr. Reliable for so many years is now becoming Dodgy Dave, you know what I mean?
Age is catching up. Thank you very much for today. Thank you for your predictions. I'm looking forward to the game this weekend. I hope you're looking forward to the game, although I'm sure...
I don't think I've got nails left.
Tell us what you think. Tell us what you reckon about the score for this weekend. And obviously I hope you've enjoyed today's little excerpt. Up the Reds.